At the International Rugby Board's conference on the playing of the game following Rugby World Cup 2003, which involved international coaches, players, referees, together with media representatives and administrators, one of the topics closely investigated was the tackle. The conference recognised the need to better inform the rugby world, including players, coaches, referees, the media and the public, on the technicalities of the tackle and the post-tackle. And to that end, Ian McGeechan, former international player, coached the Scotland team and 3 times coach of the British and Irish Lions, now Director of Rugby for the Scottish Rugby Union, will take us through the tackle and post-tackle.
What must the tackled player do?
A tackled player must try to make the ball available immediately so that play can continue. A tackled player must immediately pass the ball or release it. That player must also get up or move away from it at once. A tackled player may release the ball by putting it on the ground in any direction, provided this is done immediately. A tackled player may release the ball by pushing it along the ground in any direction except forward, provided this is done immediately. If opposition players who are on their feet attempt to play the ball, the tackled player must release the ball.
Tackle made, ball down, ball away. Good. In this tackle situation with the player going to ground quickly, he must get the ball away from him quickly and away from his body, so he creates the space around the ball at which he can play. In this example, the ball carrier goes to ground, delivers it very quickly with the support behind him, and creates quick phase possession. Okay. Good. Now we have a player who's been tackled, he's kept the ball in tight. This is a very difficult situation for the player on the ground. He's given his rights away. He's got to play the ball quickly, but he's holding it in. Now the defender, on his feet, can get at the ball. In this example, the Scottish player takes the ball in on his own and again goes to ground early, which means he really has to release the ball quickly. He changes position on the floor to try and get in a stronger position, and the slow ball means inevitably a penalty against. In any incident where there is an isolated ball carrier going to ground quickly, the advantage will immediately move to the defenders who are on their feet. Now this time we've got contact. That's it. Man on the ground, but the ball comes through his legs. This is the squeeze ball with a square-on tackle, and a quick ball means that it can be moved away. Now we have a contact situation wider out, where the player is caught in line with the ball trapped underneath his body. If it's going to be squeeze ball, then the ball has to be pushed through the legs immediately. Tackle made, down he goes and caught. Now we've got the long position, but the ball's caught underneath. A player going in on his own will always be penalised if he doesn't free that ball up immediately. Here we have New Zealand player taking the ball into contact. He goes to ground quickly in line, but doesn't release the ball. Again, it's squeeze ball with the ball caught underneath him and isolated. The advantages are all with the defending players. What we have to remember is if any tackle happens wider out, without support, the ball has to be released quickly. If it is not released quickly, then invariably the ball carrier will be the one penalised. Here we have the South African ball carrier tackled early. The tackler moves away, but the ball carrier keeps the ball close. Again, psychologically, giving the advantage to the two defenders who are on their feet.
Barry driving it out. Penalty again, England. This time it's in kicking range, and again a little flash of temper. Holding on the floor from South Africa. Uruguay, but even
In this situation, the ball carrier goes to ground early with no support, and the fact that he's gone down early gives the psychological advantage to the defenders who can put their hands on the ball.
He was isolated. No support.
What must the tackler do?
When a player tackles an opponent and they both go to ground, the tackler must immediately release the tackled player. The tackler must immediately get up or move away from the tackled player and from the ball. The tackler must get up before playing the ball.
Here we have an example where the ball carrier and the tackler are both on the ground together. The tackler on the ground on the opposition side makes no attempt at all to move away, and he's stopping the ball coming back. An obvious penalty. Here we have New Zealand taking the ball into contact, and a Canadian player lays over the top. If a tackler gets himself in that position, then invariably he will be penalised by the referee. Here is a good example of a tackle being made by Australia's number 1 and then immediately rolling away from the tackle. Here we go. Tackle made. Now we've got the tackler. Great position. The ball's free. He can get up on his feet. Any side, he can pick that ball up, keep his back away to the opposition and play the ball away. Right, the tackler has the ability to play that ball from any direction as long as he's on his feet. Good. Now we have high tackle. Okay, the players wrestle to the ground and the ball is free. This player is not a tackler, so he must play the ball from his own side. This player has to release it when he's on the ground. High tackle, ball carrier, wrestle to the ground. Good. The defender wasn't the tackler, so he has to come and play the ball from his own side. He had to get round his own side, then he could play the ball. Good, good high tackle, man stopped, ball played immediately, penalty. As a player stopping the ball carrier, he wasn't the tackler, so he can only play it from his own side. Right, double tackle, well done. And the player on the ground can get up immediately, play the ball away. High player making the tackle. If the player goes to ground, has to release him. 2 passes, good double tackle, top man over, right, has to leave him because he's not off his feet, he's not the tackler. Tackler gets up, plays the ball. Good turnover.